Okay, guys, so we're back here for Theorem 5.9 and 5.10. And these are actually the theorems that you guys were investigating up in the discovery section, okay? So stick with me on this. I am going to go over the theorems, and I'm going to go up to do a couple questions, and then I'm going to come back down here, okay? So Theorem 5.9 is saying that if one side of a triangle is longer than another side of a triangle, then the angle opposite the longer side has a greater measure than the angle opposite of the shorter side. Okay, it's kind of lengthy, kind of wordy. All right, but we'll go over it. Okay, Theorem 5.10 is saying that if one angle of a triangle has a greater measure than that of another angle, then the side opposite of the greater angle is longer than the side opposite of the lesser angle. Okay, so let's apply these. So I'm going to come up here, all right, to this question A up on the top page. Okay, and what this question is asking us to do is we need to order the sides from least to greatest, okay? So I'm ordering the sides from least to greatest. You have to know which way you're ordering them, all right? So if you notice about this triangle, though, all right, we're given the angle measures, but we have to order the sides. All right, so to do this, if I wanted to find my smallest side, what I'm actually looking for is my smallest angle, okay? So my smallest angle is the 34. So to determine which of those sides is the smallest, I go opposite of that angle, and that has to be my smallest side. So AC is my smallest side. Okay? So now we need to identify what my next smallest angle is, which is the 56.19. And I'm going to go opposite of that, and that's going to give me my second smallest side, which is AB. Okay? Now, to identify my biggest side, I'm going to go opposite of my biggest angle, which is the 89.81, which is BC. Okay. So on the next one, all right, it says order the angles from greatest to least. All right, this time I'm ordering the angles, all right, and I'm going in the opposite direction. I'm ordering them from greatest to least, okay? So same idea here, where in order to order our angles, we're actually looking at our side lengths. And so if I wanted the biggest angle, I'm going to identify the biggest side, which is the 5.42, all right? And so then if you go opposite of that biggest side of angle D, that has to be my biggest angle, okay? Same idea, I go to my next biggest side, which is the 3.63, go opposite of that, and that has to be my second largest angle, so angle F, which means that angle E has to be my smallest angle. Not bad, okay? So now we're going to apply this a little bit, and we're going to come down here to example 5. And this time, we have to order the sides from least to greatest, all right? So once again, I'm ordering the sides from least to greatest. You want to know what order, all right, you're ordering them in, okay? But if you look at the prompt, it's giving us our 3 angles, okay? And so what I think we should do is I think we should draw a picture, all right, just a sketch of a triangle, okay? We don't know what the triangle looks like, all right, but let's go ahead and label it GDF. Okay, so here's the thing, guys, all right? I'm given these 3 expressions. I don't know which of those is bigger than the other, okay? But what I need to do is I need to find x, all right? So I'm given 3 angles in a triangle, and what we know is that the 3 angles of a triangle have to add up to equal 180. Okay, so I'm going to take these 3 angles of 3x minus 1, x was 10, and 2x was 15, add them up, set them equal to 180. And if I combine all those together, I'm going to get 6x plus 24 is equal to 180. Okay, now solving for x. All right, I'm going to just divide everything by 6 because I notice those are all divisible by 6. So I'm going to get x plus 4 is equal to 30. Which means x is equal to 26. You could have subtracted out the 24, and you could have divided out the 6, and that'd get you the same answer, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take that 26, and we're going to plug them back in for each of these expressions right here, all right, to see what the actual angle measures are, all right? So I'm going to take the 26, plug it in to the 3x minus 1. So I'm going to do 3 times 26 minus 1, and I'm going to get 77, okay? For angle D, I'm going to do 26 plus 10, which means that this is 36. And then for the last one, I'm going to do 2 times 26 plus 15, and that's going to give me 67. Okay. So now, all right, we are ready to order the sides, all right, from least to greatest. So to order the sides, I'm actually looking at my angles, okay? So if I'm going least to greatest, I want to identify what my smallest angle is, which is angle D, which is the 36. And you go opposite of that, which means that GF has to be my smallest side. Okay. Next one, it says now, all right, 67 is my next smallest angle. All right. Going across from that, GD is my next smallest side. All right, which means then that if you go opposite of the 77, DF is my biggest side. Okay? All right, now example 4 we're not going to do because it's just kind of talking about the same exact thing. Okay? But we are now going to do example 6, all right, where it says to order the angles of the triangle PWR from largest to smallest using the ordered pairs. Okay. So here's what I think we should do. Let's draw our triangle. Okay, and once again, we don't know what it looks like. We're just visualizing. Okay. All right, guys. So if I'm trying to order the angles, all right, of that triangle, what I'm really looking at are the side lengths. And I think you guys should know where we're going from here. If I need to know the side lengths and I'm given points, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing the distance formula. All right, and I am going to be doing the distance formula 3 times, okay? So I'm going to be doing it for PW, I'm going to be doing it for WR, and I'm going to be doing it for PR. Okay, so here's the good news. I'm not going to sit here and actually do the distance formula 3 times, all right? If you feel a little shaky on it, all right, you should sit here and practice it out and make sure you get the same thing as I do, all right? But I'm going to give you what those distance formulas are, okay? So for PW, all right, if we found the distance of it, we'd get the square root of 65, and I'm going to leave them in radical form. For WR, it's the square root of 73. And then for PR, it's the square root of 272. Okay. Now, once I have those 3 things out, all right, all 3 distances out, I'm actually going to come back to my picture and label it. All right, so I have the square root of 65. WR is the square root of 63. And then PR is the square root of 272. Okay. So once again, remember, we are ordering the angles, all right, from largest to smallest. So now that we have our 3 side lengths, all right, we can now identify what our biggest angles are. So if you look at the fact that this is my biggest side length, the square root of 272, you go opposite of it, angle W has to be your biggest angle. Okay, same idea, square root of 73 is the next biggest. All right, go opposite of that. Angle P has to be my next biggest angle, which means that angle R is my smallest angle. Okay. All right, now our last one, same idea, okay? Only this time we are talking about perimeter. And if you remember what perimeter is, it's just, you're just adding up all 3 sides. So once again, I think you should visualize what the triangle looks like. And I have triangle DCB. Okay. And so I'm given that the perimeter of that triangle is 120. All right. Which means that I'm going to take up all 3 sides, add them up, something equal to 120. Okay. So I'm going to get 6x plus 30 equals 120. All right. And same idea. I'm going to divide everything by 6 because it's all divisible by 6. So I'm going to get x plus 5 is equal to 20, which means that x is equal to 15. Okay? Now, once you have that 15, what we're going to do, all right, is plug them back in, all right, to those expressions to get the side lengths. So I'm going to do 2 times 15 plus 8 to get DC has a side length of 38. I'm going to do 15 plus 15, all right, for CB to get the side length of 30. And then for the last one, I'm going to do 3 times 15 plus 7, all right, which is going to be 52. And what the question is asking us is just what's the smallest angle. So we know that the smallest angle is going to be across from the smallest side 30 is my smallest side, which means that angle D is my smallest angle. All right, I'm going to pause there, and we have one more concept to come back to.